The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
How y'all doing? Every time I hear that song, you know what it make me think of?
What?
Body language don't lie no matter how hard you try. You ever been close to somebody that you done, had sex with before and you want it again, but you're somewhere where you can't just be like, hey, maybe you're at church and, the pastor walks in and you remember what he did to you when he loved you a long time. By the way, I got on my Kimberell glasses today, so I might be just a little messy. But every time I hear that song, it just makes me think of my favorite part, which is the verse. By the way, if you want that song, all you got to do is go to Spotify and put in Walter Bernard, Sex in the Rain, and it will bless your life. How you doing tonight, Manaal?
Oh my gosh, I feel really good. Sometimes you can start something with the best intentions, and you got to realize when it's time to exit stage left.
Absolutely.
And give people a good God bless you. So I feel really good because I finally have separated myself from some things emotionally. Now I just got to do it physically because I'm ready to go.
Right. I'll tell you, I've been in those spaces a lot, and I find myself in them less and less the older I get, because I'm realizing now, when I see a red flag, if I end this now, I won't have to end it later. So my exit is quite swift. Some people think I'm unstable as mother because I will be like, hi. And the way you respond, if I see a red flag anywhere in there, bitch, this is the last time we gonna ever have a discussion. I am okay with walking in a room and acting like you don't exist. Let's just do our check-ins. How has this week been for you, Manaal?
Oh man, it's just been really eye-opening. I'm at that place where I realize how far I've come over the past, year, 2 years, but just still how much work I still have to go.
Right.
So it's a very humbling week this week. But I had fun. I've been using all my blessed words, Walter.
Yeah.
I've been using all of them.
I love the blessed words.
Telling people where to go. People are used to being nice and so accommodating and servant, and I'm that, but I'm also tired of people existing in my space without care. So whether you are a coworker or just a community member, I know where to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And yes, I am a Capricorn. But I would have preferred if somebody like Yolanda Adams would have asked me that question. Kwame. But that was to him, he made a comment. My week has been great. I had an epiphany this past week. I have made so much money for other people. I have made so much money for other people, whether I have been promoting their events. I remember for 3 years straight, I did this shoe drive, and actually more than 3 years. We did this shoe drive, and we've given away literally thousands of December, thousands and thousands of shoes to the community, raised thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, I wasn't too big of a part in that. I was definitely intricate. But when I look back, I have literally raised thousands and tens of thousands of dollars for um, other people. And I said, you know what?
Yeah.
In these next 40 years, this is my season to make sure I get a piece of that pie, and I do it for good
Yeah.
cause. But anytime I would work with a nonprofit, my goal was to raise enough money so that the founder or those who were directing the nonprofit were able to be paid. Because sometimes when you do a labor of love, if there's a lot of love and there's no payment, giving back to you for the time that you put in. And so me having firsthand seen that, I wanted to be a part of helping correct that. And girl, I said, I did a good job up to this point in my life, but this second half of my life, I'm going to get mine. I'm going to help people on the way, but I'm definitely going to get mine. I had that epiphany this whole past week. Like, I'm doing this, and it shall be so. I kept saying Ashe, Ashe, not Ashy, because I got on lotion, but Ashe. All right. This evening, we're talking about the friend factor. And friends can be sticky when it relates to relationships.
Sticky, icky.
Sticky, icky, and not the good gooey, gushy, bounce factor, but just the sticky kind. Like, oh my God, is that really what that is? Kind of sticky. Um, uh, Friends, the reason why they can be sticky is because a lot of times they are looking out for your best interest, and they are really here and trying to be a legit loyal person in your life. But then at times they can meddle and they can overstep, and sometimes they can be a bit messy, right? Right. And it don't mean that they don't love you. Don't always attribute that to somebody not loving you. Sometimes they don't know how to behave. And sometimes they don't know how to express what they're feeling. I've had several friends when I've gotten in a relationship throw fits and have tantrums, but they just didn't know how to verbalize. They weren't sure how they were going to fit in this new dynamic in my life, with this new dynamic in my life. And if they would have had the conversation versus throwing a fit, we probably would have been, on better terms. Now, but Manaal, friends, again, can be very sticky, but we need them, right? Yes, we need friends. Or did I lose her, or did we all lose her? I don't want to overtalk her. We need friends in our lives.
I'm here.
Okay. We need friends, right, Manaal?
We do. We do good ones, healthy ones.
Good, healthy ones. Okay. The thing that becomes an issue is sometimes when you are in a relationship, you're dealing with someone. So let's say I was dating a young lady, and this young lady comes into my life, and we haven't known each other as long as let's say you and I have, right? And so you and I have had some pretty deep conversations, off camera, y'all, not on camera. Well, sometime on camera, but off camera. So there will be things that you know about me right off the cuff that she does not yet know, because she has not yet, our relationship has not yet matured to that place. Sometimes you're with someone who's not secure enough in their growth, in their development, to allow you to maintain that relationship with someone of the opposite sex. Right off the cuff, I just want to jump right in. Manaal, do you think it's okay for you to have friends that are the same gender as the person that you are dating?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go on record. I'm going to tell on myself, okay? When I was younger, I had a really difficult time understanding opposite gender. For those of you that don't know, I know now, I'm just all out here. Taste the rainbow. But when I was younger, I was in a heterosexual relationship. I was married to a young lady. Okay. And this young lady, A, was beautiful. She was really, really beautiful. Beautiful spirit and beautiful exterior. But I had an issue with her having other male friends. I thought they were infringing on my space. Now, that in turn, a lot of that was due to how I was raised. I was raised that you leave and you cleave. You leave and cleave. And they would twist it in such a way, where it would be okay for me to stay with my mom and be around my mom and daddy, but you're supposed to leave all them other women and cleave to your, your wife, as they would be telling me. And this would be it fueled my male ego. It fueled my misogyny, and it fueled my insecurity, because I could still have female friends, but you can't have male friends because I'm supposed to be the only man in your life. And it really fueled a lot of disagreements. Now, I have come as I've grown as a person, as a man, as an individual. I've come to know that it's not realistic to exist in the world full of human beings and say you can't be their friend and you cannot develop a relationship with them and this is not okay and blah blah blah. To me, that's not realistic. But younger me would say, no, you can't have opposite sex friends. I'm the only opposite sex that you get to indulge and laugh with and care with and speak with and emote to and vent to. Even though, so Manaal, you work in mental health, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know too much about that. I don't know about none of them problems. But even then, you come and do all that with me, even though I'm not qualified to handle it, right?
I ain't got near license,
Right,
but I'm the
right.
person you check in with.
This is who you, right, all of this, right here. And then you can go talk to other women about whatever women go through. I don't think that's okay, but have you ever encountered that type of mentality?
Oh, absolutely. It really gets a lot of people become very territorial of individuals that they date. And the reality is most of it comes from insecurities. Whether it's because they feel like they're not deserving of that person, or they're on some sneaky shit and they don't want the same behavior in return. And so like just being able to understand who it is that you're with, and then also who you are. If you're the kind of person that doesn't like that energy and is not going to tolerate that energy, don't stay with that person, because your life is going to become really small, because that's how they want you to live. And so there are a lot of people out here that say that they want someone in their lives, but they just want someone who they can control and manipulate, and that's not love.
Right. We should have got you some Kimberell glasses too, because a few of them lines you could have did the Kimberell push,
I can still tip them though.
Yes. Okay. But so dating having friends of the opposite sex while dating can be it's a sticky thing. While I have learned to, so when I'm with a guy and his best friend is probably going to be a guy, that's 9 times out of 10 what it is. I think it's more of a trust factor and setting healthy boundaries. Can I get the first question, Kwame? I'm gonna get it right. I keep wanting to say Kwame. What is a healthy boundary for friendship while we are dating? Because sometimes, so me coming in as a mature adult, I want to get to know you, but I want to get to know you. I don't want to get to know you with their 2 cents every time. You know, if I make a mistake, I would rather the correction come from you and not them. If, you know, let's say I'm preparing something for your birthday and this is based on information I got from you. I would much rather fall flat on my face and us have the conversation rather than them come interjecting, preaching the gospel of what they know about you. I mean, a little input here and there is okay. But I feel like those mistakes are necessary because they provoke the conversation that's needed, so that when I come and my wall is orange and you show up like, Walter, orange is my, it just, this turns me completely off. Then I could be like, okay, baby, you know what? Let's just make it through the night. But I promise you, I'm gonna, next time you say red is your color, boo, you're gonna be sick of red next time. You know, or you know, I will be able to find some way to correct that. In your opinion, Manaal, what are some healthy boundaries to set as it relates to friendship while dating?
Man, there's so many, but like I think the number one, especially when you're first starting to date, it's important that you communicate to the person that you're dating that your relationship is yours. And that's not to say that, you know, they can't check in with their friends, because, you know, people gonna have their sister circles or their,
Absolutely.
you know, their boys clubs. It's gonna happen, but reminding them that it is important for them to get to know one another individually, apart from everybody else's opinions and experiences. And so just checking in with the person that you're dating on a regular basis and saying, hey, where are you at? How do you feel about me? I don't want to know what your mama said. I don't want to know about what your friend said. Tell me how you feel about me and where you see us going. And making that be the standard. Check in with yourself and you bring yourself to me.
I like it.
I'm going to do the same. And then another one is when you introduce this person that you're dating to your friends, you gotta also remember that if you've been telling them a whole bunch of crap, when it's time for them to finally meet, they're not going to want to meet this person, or they're going to be really hostile with meeting this individual. And so you got to remember that as much as your friend group is your village, is your family, they also are the individuals that you're going to want to bring this person that you're dating into that group. And so how you set them up is going to matter in the long run. And you don't want to introduce this person that you're dating to your friend group so soon, because you want one to have a strong foundation with this individual that you're dating. You can't be introducing your friends to somebody you're dating every 2 weeks, because they're not going to take you seriously. Nobody's going to take your relationship seriously. It's a matter of, you know, who are you that you keep dating all of these random people and bringing them into our circles. So in order for the consistency and the healthiness of your friendships, you want to bring someone into that circle and meeting your friends after a substantial amount of time of you getting to know this person one-on-one. And you know how you feel about this person, and you know what you want to do with this person. And you all have already decided whether or not you're going to like take each other seriously.
Okay. I think that goes both ways too. So don't tell your friends a lot of negative things about your person you're dating, but then also don't fill the person you're dating's ear out with a whole bunch of negative things about your friends.
That's true.
Because then that could be a ticking time bomb waiting to happen. I've been there. I have experienced it, and I've seen it firsthand. You know, this person is coming with this preconceived notion. They have a preconceived notion. And then when it all comes out, the only common denominator is you. You know, because you done sat up here and told them everything he do and them everything she, you know, he do or she do or whoever you with. I feel like also what we're saying is within reason. Okay. Sometimes you do need an ear to talk to, but we're talking about your friends. You know who the mature friends are that are able to bend their ear to listen to you and also treat your person with respect. Like they don't know nothing. Right, right. I have been in rooms plenty of times, and I know these couples have had knocked down, dragged out, but we at the party acting like everything is okay. Because I done got them to calm down, and y'all can deal with this later. But you don't want to fuck up the whole event. So just get through this, and then afterwards, cool. Y'all could check each other later. But you always need that mature person in your life. If you don't have someone who is mature, then you need to start adding to your village.
Yeah.
You need to start adding to your village or challenging them to grow up. And a good friend does challenge you. Can I get question 2, Kwame? A good friend does challenge you, and a good friend also obeys the rules that are set out, right? They definitely obey those rules. But as you're dating someone, you grow in relationship with them. You start to feel them more and more.
But you know what, Walton?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that is also important is when you're dating somebody, your circles may not mesh, right?
Facts.
And so, again, remembering that you all are the couple, you are the ones who are in a relationship with one another. Y'all circles may not ever mesh. Y'all may not ever be able to throw an event where all of y'all are present, other than y'all's engagement party, baby shower, and wedding. That may be it.
Mm-hmm.
And so just being able to respect that in your relationship, I'm not gonna like your friends, and you're not gonna like mine, and that's okay. But I like you, and you like me, so let's respect each other's circles. That's important.
And that is definitely important with somebody like me, because I am bougetto. I'm definitely bougetto, and a lot of my friends are bougetto. Meaning, we are classy, but we still just a little bit. It's just a little hood, just a little ghetto, just a little sprinkle, a little dash, a little shrink-the-dink, if you will. Just a little shrink-the-dink of hood and ghetto. But I'm also like, I'm able to mess with people of other, I guess, persuasions. I don't know how we would
other backgrounds.
Other backgrounds. There we go. I'm able to mess with people of other backgrounds, but my friends are not always as flexible as I am. They're either like, that's ghetto, I'm not doing that, or that's bougie, I'm not doing that. We coast that perfect. I'm not too ignorant. I'm not too bitty. Like, you can definitely have us in public and it not be.
It needs to be the perfect mixed drink.
Right. Exactly. What was that comment, Kwame? If you are having a blow up in public, and probably don't need to be together because my relationship doesn't need to be. Right. And I absolutely believe that sometimes, again, red flags, jumping back to our pre-show, what we were talking about, red flags. When I see a red flag, it's time to dip. And if that's a deal breaker for you, then I don't wait for it to happen a second time.
But I think, again, going back to where your friends come in,
okay,
it is not your job in the middle of them having a blowout for you to jump in and start going off on the other person. Go get your friend. Y'all go to a different room. Y'all get in the car. Y'all head out. But you don't know what's really going on between those individuals that are in that relationship. You don't know that your friend cut up all the clothes and threw them out the window the day before, which is why he pissed off coming to the birthday party. You don't know. Or maybe you do know and you co-signed it for whatever reason, so, you got those too.
Guilty.
So like, it's important that even when things blow up as a friend, you don't jump in to come at the other person. You come in to rescue your friend. You come in to pull them out of the situation. Put them in the car, tell them, text him later, quit making a scene, don't go to jail. Like, that's your role as a friend.
Right. But see you're talking as a mature friend, because all young Walter has grown up. But young Walter would be like, what we doing? What we doing? Like, I would really pull up and be like, what we doing? Are we gonna go in here and fight? Are we doing this? Are we gonna beat him home to cut up the rest of the clothes? Like, are we cutting up work uniforms? What are we doing? More mature Walter would definitely be like, hey, it's not worth it. Remember, after you get in this argument, there's still life after this that has to, go on. As you become closer to the person you're dating, things get serious. And this is something I welcome. So when Manaal and I are friends, and Manaal meets individual and they start dating, and I notice them starting to get closer, I welcome Manaal putting this person ahead of me. I welcome Manaal reverencing this person in this new space. And her doing that doesn't mean that our friendship is any less. It just means that she's in a new space in her life. And this is the person who she chooses to walk down this path with.
Yeah.
Others may have an issue with that, because it kind of feels like there is a severing of relationship. My question, and I feel like I'm interviewing you tonight. My question to you, Manaal, is
I'm all ears.
when do you start showing your mate? Because see, at the beginning, it's I like you, but you're still new here. And even though they got to play their role, you have to play your role too. When do we start moving to the place where, okay, this is your space, this is our space, and y'all really, I know this has always been just us, but like y'all really got to back up now. This is what we're doing. When does that happen?
Walter, I feel like once you make the decision to date, like once you decide your world right now is dating, you are looking for a serious, committed relationship, and you've communicated that to your friend group, your dating life, your love life, your intimacy with other people, that should take precedence because now your priorities have shifted. So whether I met this person and this is our first date, my phone is off. I'm not talking to y'all till in the morning. So of course there are degrees, right?
Okay.
But if you meet somebody and you all are vibing and y'all 3 weeks in, prioritize your dating, prioritize your time with that individual because your friends should be understanding of the energy that you're moving in right now.
Right.
You are in dating zone. None of them can sleep with you. I mean, y'all can do whatever you want to do, but they're not. Right. You're not in a committed relationship as far as romantic and intimate relationship with these individuals. They're not helping you build your world the way you want it to be built with a partner. Like, so you shifted your priorities, and your friends should understand. So whatever stage, though? I think immediately because I look at it like this. You got people that are out here speed dating, right? You got people that are out here taking Tinder dates. You have people that are out here meeting individuals on what are these dating sites?
Grindr.
These dating sites. Grindr, people swiping left all the time. So at any time they can go out on a date, right? Because they're legitimately out here looking. That means, hey friends, hey homegirls, hey boys, look, I'm serious about finding the one. I'm going to invest my time and energy in this. And then when you find that person, your next move is getting to know them. That's going to require time. Now, I'm not saying ditch your friends for 6 months straight and don't see them. But as far as what takes priority and precedence is where you are in your life at that time. And if you're looking for love, focus on that because you already have love with your friends. You already have a solid foundation with your friends. You shouldn't have to check in with them as often anymore because your priorities have shifted. Those relationships are solid. Focus in on where you're going.
I like it to a degree. I still feel like it takes some, I feel like, now, definitely not during the day. Don't answer my call during the day. But I feel like if we've been friends for 20 years, Manaal, and you put this little over here that you just met last week. You put him ahead of me, it's gonna be an issue. I'm gonna beat somebody at.
And then what if we end up getting married and we solid and we good? So I prioritize that person appropriately.
If y'all get married, then he's gonna treat you right because he know you got a friend that'll be there anytime you get out of line. No. No, I ought to quit talking like that because I'm big, but I can't fight. But
you just be hugging people.
Right, just be like, come.
You just be.
Can you feel? I definitely get it. The new relationship, the new space. Now, there's one thing that my friends and I do practice, and I wanted to get your input on this. But if you were in California, I definitely probably would have lumped you into this. When they go on like a first date or, for a while until they feel comfortable with this guy, they always turn their location on.
Oh, every single time.
Now, they don't know. Of course, they know that I'm not going to just pop up because that's not me. But, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, if I don't get a I'm good text or something, then I know something is kind of up. Definitely next morning, if I don't know something, then I know where they were. Like, this is a safety. So you don't, okay, I was going to ask you, did you feel like that was infringing? Am I overstepping as a friend?
Not at all. I think that's important. I think that's one of the greatest features that Apple could have ever come up with. Is to have that share your location, because a lot of times you are rolling solo, right? I'm not going to a date and having my friends at the other table. That's just not how I roll.
Right.
But to be able to know that you can go out and you can have a good time and you have people that are looking out for you. That's and people that have your best interest at heart, and they will show up if you have an SOS.
Right.
That's essential while you're out here dating, because things can go left fast.
Exactly. Right. That was the thing, because like we be my circle is small, but we be ready. We be on ready. Be like, don't go too far, because we got to be able to drive out there. But we got you. Done been to San Diego, Hollywood, and where I live. That's at least 2 hours either way.
But we hitting that freeway.
Right, we definitely gonna hit the freeway, and hopefully we get there before something too traumatic happens. So that's definitely not overstepping. I definitely feel like these are things that need to be in place, and I feel like as the person you're dating, they need to understand that this is the space your friends occupy.
Yeah.
So sometimes. This is what I get a lot of when my female friends are dating guys. When they meet me, they say, he's not that gay. That's what they say. He's not that gay. You better watch him. I'll be like, what? Like, this don't make sense.
You're gay 6 days a week.
So I've had female friends tell me, you ain't that gay. I don't know what that means. I'm like, I'm definitely out here with dudes, but okay. So sometimes they will have an issue with me knowing where they are. They feel like it's an insult or whatever. I always tell my friend, why did you tell him in the first place? But they feel like it's a trust issue. And I'm like, well, if he the one causing the bullshit, you don't want him to know I'm on my way. Like, you kind of want me to surprise him, but
look, that's a whole nother show. Anyway,
right. Right.
I'm like that. What you running into, Walter?
Right.
Don't mess with my Walter. No, but like I think you can tell the person again who you are, right? Who you are showing up. Everybody's not Manaal showing up to these situations, so I can't act like they are. But if you say, hey, I just want to let you know we're going to go to such and such place because it's important for me to stay close to home. And I make sure that my friends have my location because we look out for each other. So don't try nothing crazy because they going to come get you. Like I feel like you can have that conversation. And if that person has an issue with that, that's a red flag already. What do you mean you're not comfortable with my friends having my location while we're out together? I don't know you. They don't know you.
Right.
So we probably shouldn't be spending time with one another.
Right.
Your friends don't look out for you like that? Like, I'll be asking questions.
Now, so we have to go to a commercial break. I absolutely love Kwame, but we have to go to a commercial break. Keep that thought, Manaal, because we're going to come right back to that thought. But take it away, Kwame. I'm telling you that little.
It just feels so good in your spine area.
It makes me feel sexy.
Yeah. Make you want to just roll your hips a little bit.
Just a little bit. I don't have much, but that I have, I roll it as unto the Lord. Now, before we went to commercial break, Manaal, we were talking about friends being protective of you and kind of learning that space that they can exist in and be protective of you without infringing on the relationship. So like I shared, my friends, they will share their location with me. And then sometimes they'll ask me questions because, again, I'm the mature friend. I know how to be around I know how to be around your boyfriend without it being an issue between him and me after you done told me something he done did, right? So sometimes, for example, one time one of my female friends was telling me something that her guy was doing, right? He just, when we're around each other, he can't keep his hands off me. It's like he only wants sex, and she's getting all in a frenzy and everything. So I'm like, well, does he listen to you? Yes, he listens to me, but then like after we're done talking, he wants to have sex. So I'm like, wait a minute, wait, is he like making you feel like you're in danger? Is he trying to rape? No, it's always touchy. I'm like, girl, it sounds like he just finds you sexy and he's like attracted to you. I think you should go with that, You know, of course not if it's just too much, you know, but verbalize that if it's just too much. But, you know, so sometimes they'll ask me these different things, but then they know I can exist in a space with their friend, with their, you know, lover, and I'm not gonna be over there like, hey, cool it with the hands, bro. Like
But
you
you know
got my
what
girl
though?
feeling.
There are so many times, and not just people that are dating, but also those
Right.
that are engaged or they're married, and maybe they're in an abusive situation.
Okay.
And how many times did you get that message, right?
Mm,
And you still gotta show up at church and say God bless you and sit next to them. You know, you
yeah.
still have to
Yeah.
not run over to their house every single time your friend texts you, you
Right.
know. And one
Right.
of the ways that I check myself as a friend is I always ask them, how involved do you want me to be?
Okay.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
because you never want to work harder for somebody than what they're willing to work for themselves.
Now,
I'm not
hold on.
getting
Wait.
ready to
Wait. Wait.
rescue you.
Can you
Uh-huh.
back that up and say that one more time?
You never want to work harder than someone is willing to work for themselves. I cannot want better for you more than you want for yourself. I can't want healthier for you more than you want for yourself. Like, I can't do it.
Facts.
As a friend, it is not my job to rescue you from your own choices.
These are the facts.
It is not. And so I always check in to say, hey, how involved do you want me to be? Am I just listening or am I helping? Do you need to crash on my couch? You need a spot for the kids? What you want a weekend? What do you need? Or am I just listening?
Okay.
You know, because a lot of people, whether they're dating or they're engaged or they're married, they haven't come to the choice or to the point where they're willing to walk away from certain things. And so
Right.
even as a friend, just being able to respect that line of, I'm not jumping in to save you again. I'm not doing that.
You know, even speaking as a friend, there have been some times where I have had to distance myself from a friend who was in a relationship because they were okay with the abuse. Whereas I was not okay with the abuse, So, and here's the case in point. I'm not okay with a man putting his hands on a woman or anybody putting their hands on anybody.
Right. Because
Just
women
if
be out here too.
right, just anybody putting it. I'm not okay with that. And so, if this is the kind of love you're willing to accept, then I have to ask myself how close do I want to dwell to that? Because whether you say not to intervene or not, I'm still going to feel some type of pressure to respond, to be that friend. And I feel like if I continue to stay there and I don't say anything and I don't do anything, then I'm kind
Yeah.
of signing myself up to
Yeah.
be tortured,
An
you know,
accomplice. I'm an
an
accomplice in
accomplice.
this.
I'd have to agree with you there. I definitely would have to agree with you there. So I think a healthy boundary for a friend is to say, okay, if this is abusive, then I'm going to choose how close in proximity I'm going to be to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Can I get that last question, Kwame? How soon should your mate tell you? Oh, how soon should you warn your mate about fraudulent friends? And I want to add to that. I didn't put this in there. How soon do you feel like you have the right to tell them, or they have the right to tell you about your fraudulent friends? Let's go there.
Oh my God. I feel like, again, approach is everything. I think that
Okay.
this is so important. And I literally had to have this conversation. So this is kind of hitting real fresh right now. Because
Mm-hmm.
my approach was, you know what, my friends or how I view friendship is different than how you view friendship. And the individuals that we have a relationship with looks different. And it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I came, right? Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not getting ready to tell you that you got trash friends. I'm not getting ready to tell you that your relationships are unhealthy. I'm just now getting in relationship with you. And so
Right.
my
Right.
hope is that you being in relationship with me and us being able to live life together will expose you to a different idea of what life, love, and friendship even can be. And so I'm not here to tear you down. I just need you to know that I'm not gonna make it to every event, and I'm gonna need you to be okay with that, because I'll keep it as a me thing. I am not in the space to connect with your friends on the same level that you are. And I
Okay.
would keep it at that because, again, I'm trying to build a relationship with this person. I am not trying to tear it down. So I'm not going to tear you away from your friends, but hopefully our relationship can elevate you to where you understand that your friends no longer serve you.
Okay. I got it. I got it.
That's the Pisces way.
So my way is a little more abrupt, but I do wait for the right time because I'll be like, after a while, after I feel like we good, I'll be like, you better watch that one. That one right there. You better watch that one. What you mean? Well, then I might backpedal and pussy pop just a little bit, just a little bit. Be like, well, you there? I don't want to start no mess, but you better watch that. Nah, but real talk, I'm a little more direct. I would definitely be like, I don't know about that one right there. And if you ask me why, I would definitely explain why I didn't know about them right there. And if you came back with the explanation, that whether it made sense or not, if we're just getting started, I would leave it at that because at least I warned you. Now, I don't think you need to be warning me about people and this your first time meeting them. You ain't actually seen them in action. You just getting some premonition and we're just now getting to know each other. So like if we've only been dating a week, and then here you come telling me about my best friend because you done got a premonition. The stones was talking to you last night, or the tea leaves fell out in your cup to let you know, you done Rafiki
Walter,
this
but
motherfucker.
they might be deep though. They might be deep like that. Their spirit might be open enough to be intuitive and read your friend. Maybe that's the only reason why you dating them.
And that could be a thing. But I'm gonna need you to also read. You better lick that thing and read that wind and find out when it's time. When is the time to tell me about about my friends. Again, I would want my mate to tell me about a fraudulent friend. I definitely would. Friends are there for that. My grandmother used to say something that used to annoy the fuck out of me, but now that I'm older, I realize how true it is. She was like, I'm gonna tell you the truth about them because I'm not in love with them. And so sometimes, when you're in love with somebody or heavy like, it will blind you to certain things. And you need
Definitely.
that third party to kind of help you navigate the things. However, again, we need to do things, I feel like, within reason. So like you can't just be meeting me and I'm walking into a room, and I'm telling you X, Y, and Z. I think that's out of line. I'm gonna put a time frame on it. Don't warn me about nobody, and until we've been in this thing for at least 3-4 months.
3-4 months. I don't know about
Yeah,
that. I don't know about that. I don't know about
you
that
can have an opinion, but
okay. All right. I can see that. I can see that being a thing, only because real life, right?
mm-hmm.
I can hear you on the phone with your friends,
Right.
and I can hear the shift in your person.
Okay.
Because when you with me, I'm getting a different version of you, and then when you're on the phone with your friends, that's a whole different person.
Mm-hmm.
So I can acknowledge that shift. I can hear you on speakerphone, and I can hear that's probably not a friend I want to meet. Like I can tell we're not gonna vibe because if you introduce me to that friend, they're gonna be
mm-hmm.
turned off because I'm also very bougie.
Right.
I'm a
Right.
I'm a California girl through and through. Um, and so like I can understand formulating an opinion and maybe not presenting it right away, but I am going to find an opportunity to say something because I have to free myself. That's number one. Two,
Okay.
you're gonna think it's cute for me to meet these people, and then I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
All right.
because you love me and you proud of me, but they not gonna be able to deal with it.
I like it. And so being the type of person I am, I have been the friend that met the mate and the mate didn't like me at first. But after a while, because they know I know how to play my role, they
Bro.
become confident.
Mhm.
After a while, they like, that's just Walt. It's just Walt. Right. And then after a while, the roles may reverse and I end up closer to them than anyway. That's the way love goes. That's what Prophetess Jackson said. Well, we have our question for the night. Our question for the night. The night has questions. Did you know that?
Well, there's many questions. Where you want to start? That's the one I like to start with. Where do you want to start?
Where you want to start? Could you date someone who still works for their ex's company?
Absolutely.
You could?
I could.
Ooh,
Yes.
please. For me, it's a no,
Yes.
but please do tell.
Uh-huh. And that's going to be my life in a minute. And so what's really important is that you have that open communication, right? This is where I was with this individual. This is where we are now, you know, and the person that you're with, you know, if they're in that situation, having that open conversation, hey, this is where we were, this is where we are now. Because at the end of the day, just because your relationship with that individual doesn't work out, I'm talking about the ex, just because your relationship doesn't work out with that person doesn't mean that you are not able to shift gears and now work with one another. And so being able to, again, we're talking about healthy people, right? Not,
Okay.
you know, so if you are a healthy person and you have broken ties with that individual on a romantic level, and you all have decided that that's where you are going to exist because now have moved on to someone else, then you all should still be able to have a working relationship together and have respectable boundaries. Now, having that conversation with the person that you're with now, you know, okay, what are our hours going to look like working together? You know, are we going to be in the same office with one another by ourselves for long periods of time? You know, is this person going to be able to call me at 6 a.m. while I'm in the bed laying next to you and I got to get up and get out of my bed to go run to them? Like, how is this going to look now? So again, having those open conversations with the person that you're with about now how that shift in relationship is going to be, where you all are no longer focusing in on your romantic relationship and your business relationship, but you just have a business relationship, I think it's very possible. And in certain industries, that's like going to happen no matter what. At some point, I'm probably going to be working with someone who is a creative that I probably have been with. Sometimes the city is so small that anybody that's doing anything of substance, y'all probably have dated, you know, and so being realistic with one another. That's where, again, open communication comes in. And I'm just saying, because I'm getting ready to be living that life, you know. And so I'm not going to forfeit business. I'm not going to forfeit doing things of substance and doing things with purpose, all because of a past relationship, when my current relationship can still stand and withstand this new move.
What if they're the type of ex that can't let yesterday go? What if they like, it's so hard to say goodbye? Bye.
I mean, I can't control your emotions. I can't control what you do when you go home and you in your bed and you thinking about me. I can't control none of that. All I can control is how you come to me. And so if you are dealing with an ex who is not respecting boundaries that are put in place, then you probably do need to shift some of your work. But if you're dealing with an ex who may still have feelings for you but can respect your boundaries, take care of business.
Okay. For me, it's a hard no. It's a hell no.
Why? What's going on, Walt?
That's the explanation. No, I'm just not. No. For me, it's a no. I just know how so I know people need to be mature and they should be mature, and you want them to be mature and handle things in an adult fashion. I just know that that's not the case. And I'm not a show up to somebody's job, and I'm not that guy. I will never show up to your job and fight. But I will meet you at the gas station at the corner. I will meet you at the Walmart up the street. Like, we could definitely do that. But I just couldn't see putting a part of our financial well-being in the hands of someone who may view me as an upgrade or downgrade, or who may at some point have an axe to grind with you, and then now, and it could be because of my past, they have an axe to grind with you, and now we're paying for it financially. That's just where I'm at with it. So anyway, friends are a part of what we're doing. And again, as I always state, if you are in a relationship and it's working for you, do you. We're not here to tell you what to do. We just want to offer a different perspective. We definitely want you to, I love love, and I want love to work for everyone. And so we're just here to offer you another perspective. Manaal, we're getting ready to come to a close. Someone's friends are habitually overstepping their boundaries. Can you very briefly share with us a way that we can tell our friends to fall back? Still love me, but fall back just a little bit.
I think just in those moments, like that's the best way to correct people's just either bad behavior or unaware behavior. Is in the moment. As soon as they cross that line, just reminding them like, hey, you know what? I think I got that. I think I got this one. You know, I think I want to think about this on my own. You know, thank you for looking out for me. I appreciate you, but I want to sit back and I want to process this on my own, and I'll let y'all know what I decide to do. You know, and just owning your own space in your life and your own choices and your own processing.
Right.
And just reminding them that in the moment.
Okay. I can dig that. I can dig that. Manaal, real quick, how can the people find you on social media?
You can find me on Facebook under Manaal Bay. You can find me on YouTube under Bay Windows, and you can find me on Instagram under proud_Manaal Smiles.
Yes. On all social media, you can find me, Walt B, overweight loving MC. Rub your okay. You can find me on all social media, WaltBConnection. Go follow me now. We're begging for likes over here. Also, tonight, if you are not doing anything, you definitely want to stay tuned to the Pyro Media Network. We have my big bro, one of my inspirations. I'm gonna be like him one day. Dante is having his show this evening. You do not want to miss this show. And just stay tuned for all things Pyro Media. Those of you on the WaltBConnection, we got some amazing things coming for you. Manaal will be joining me at some point because we got to talk about extra church activity, extracurricular spiritual activity. And that's it. That's what we got for you tonight. Till next time, be blessed.